In the heart of a vibrant city, amidst the chaos of daily life, Dorothy, a passionate agro-engineer with a love for nature, first encounters Ronald, an ambitious branch manager at a top transportation firm. Their worlds collide in the least expected of places, a local bookshop, where they both reach for the same novel, a classic love story. Dorothy. Oh, I'm sorry. It seems we have a similar taste in literature. Ronald's, with a charming smile. It appears so. But please, you take it. I insist. Their conversation flows effortlessly, with shared laughter and insightful comments about their favourite books. Ronald, captivated by Dorothy's intelligence and wit, finds himself looking forward to their impromptu meetings at the bookshop. Dorothy, equally enchanted, begins to cherish these unexpected encounters. A few weeks later, Ronald musters the courage to ask Dorothy out on a date. Would you, like to grab a coffee sometime? There's this quaint little cafe nearby. I think you'd like it. Dorothy, with a delighted smile. I'd love to. I'm quite curious about this cafe you speak so highly of. Their first date is a magical affair. They talk for hours, discovering shared interests in travel, art, and a mutual love for the environment. Ronald is mesmerized by Dorothy's passion for her work and her vision for a greener world. Dorothy finds herself drawn to Ronald's ambition and his kind-hearted nature. As the weeks turn into months, their relationship blossoms. They spend weekends exploring the city, visiting art galleries, and enjoying nature walks. Ronald introduces Dorothy to his favorite spots, while she shares with him the joys of gardening and sustainable living. On a clear night, Ronald plans a special date. They drive to a hill overlooking the city, a blanket of stars above them. Amidst the soft glow of the city lights, Ronald takes a deep breath and speaks from his heart. Ronald, these past months have been the happiest of my life. You've brought so much joy and laughter. I can't imagine my life without you. He kneels down, his heart pounding, and pulls out a small velvet box. Will you marry me, Dorothy? Dorothy, tears glistening in her eyes, nods her head, overwhelmed with happiness. Dorothy. Yes, Ronald, 1,000 times. Yes. Their engagement marks the beginning of a beautiful journey, filled with dreams and plans for the future. As they announce their engagement to family and friends, the love and support they receive only deepen their bond. The chapter closes with Ronald and Dorothy hand in hand, looking out at the city skyline, dreaming of their life together. Their love, a blooming flower in the garden of life, promises a future filled with love, adventure, and shared dreams. The chapter opens with the hustle and bustle of wedding preparations. Dorothy and Ronald, surrounded by family and friends, are immersed in the joyful chaos of planning their big day. They aim for a celebration that mirrors their personalities, intimate, heartfelt, and filled with warmth. Dorothy, watching at wedding invitations, do you think we should go with the traditional design or something more modern? Ronald, smiling, I love the modern one. It's unique, just like us. Their wedding day arrives, a beautiful ceremony set in a serene garden. The air is filled with the scent of roses and the gentle melody of a string quartet. As Dorothy walks down the aisle, radiant in elegant dress, Ronald is overcome with emotion. Ronald's, whispering to himself, she's more beautiful than I ever imagined. The vows are a heartfelt exchange of their deepest feelings and promises for the future. Dorothy, you are my love, my best friend, my greatest adventure. I promise to walk by your side, to laugh with you, to comfort you in times of sorrow, and to share in your joys. Ronald, you have brought light into my life. I vow to cherish and respect you, to support your dreams, and to be there for you in all of life's journeys. The reception is a lively celebration with laughter and dancing. Ronald's father, Jason, gives a touching speech. We welcome Dorothy into our family with open arms. Ronald, you have found a remarkable woman. May your lives together be filled with endless love and happiness. As the newlyweds dance their first dance, they are lost in each other's eyes, the world around them. Dorothy, this is perfect, Ronald. I couldn't have dreamed of a more beautiful beginning. Ronald, it's just the start, my love. We have a lifetime of beautiful moments ahead of us. After the wedding, Ronald and Dorothy move into their new apartment, a cozy space in the heart of the city. They spend days decorating, infusing the place with their combined tastes and personalities. Dorothy arranging a vase of flowers. This feels like a dream. Ronald's hanging a painting our very own, and soon it'll be filled with even more love. Ronald's career progresses well, earning him a promotion, while Dorothy passionately delves into urban agriculture projects. Their evenings are spent sharing stories of their day, cooking together, and dreaming of the future. One evening, as they relax on the balcony, Dorothy shares exciting news. Dorothy, Ronald, I have something to tell you. We're going to be parents. Ronald, overwhelmed with joy and surprise, embraces her. That's incredible! I love you so much, Dorothy. We're going to be a family. The chapter closes with Ronald and Dorothy, hand in hand, looking at the night sky from their balcony. Their life together, filled with love and shared dreams, is just beginning. They stand on the threshold of a new chapter, filled with anticipation and joy for the arrival of their little one. The chapter opens with Dorothy and Ronald adjusting to the exciting news of their impending parenthood. Their apartment, already a cocoon of love, begins to resonate with the thrill and anticipation of their new arrival. Dorothy sings her hand on her belly. Can you believe it, Ronald? We're going to have a little one running around here soon. Ronald, a tender smile. I can't wait. I'm going to be a dad. We're going to be pairing up. They decide to keep the pregnancy a closely guarded secret for a while, sharing the news only with their immediate family. Ronald's parents, Ms. Rebecca and Mr. Jason, are overjoyed. Miss Rebecca D. Oh, this is wonderful news. You two are going to be amazing parents. Mr. Jason, beaming a grandchild. We must start preparing. Despite the excitement, the couple agrees to stick to tradition by not buying any baby items prematurely. However, the families can't help but start planning in secret. Dorothy and Ronald often find themselves discussing their future as parents, their conversations filled with hope and a bit of nervous anticipation. Dorothy, what do you think our child will be like? Ronald, I'm sure he or she will inherit your beautiful eyes and my charm. As Dorothy's pregnancy progresses, Ronald becomes more attentive and caring. He ensures Dorothy is comfortable and her needs are met, often going out of his way to pamper her. Ronald came in with a tray. I made your favourite strawberry pancakes. Thought you might like some breakfast in bed. Dorothy, you're spoiling me, Ronald. But I'm not complaining. As they enter the second trimester, the reality of becoming parents starts to sink in. They attend prenatal classes together, where they learn about childbirth and parenting. Ronald is amusingly awkward at first, but quickly becomes a keen participant. Instruct us. Now, let's practice some breathing techniques. Ronald, huffing and panting. Are you sure this is how it's done? Dorothy, giggling, you're doing great, love. Just imagine it's a marathon. Their relationship deepens as they navigate this new phase of their lives. Dorothy, despite the occasional mood swings and discomfort, finds solace in Ronald's unwavering support and affection. Dorothy, I don't know what I'd do without you, Ronald. You've been my rock. Ronald, and you've been my inspiration. We're in this together, every step of the way. The chapter closes with the couple setting up a little corner in their bedroom for the baby, avoiding a full nursery setup until after the birth. They stand together, Ronald's arms around Dorothy, as they look at the tiny baby clothes and Ron, little one, is already so loved. Dorothy, Yes, and so very lucky to have you as a dad. They share a tender moment, full of love and dreams. A whisper of life growing between them, a symbol of their unbreakable bond and the new journey that lies ahead. The chapter begins with Ronald in his office, his usual calm demeanour replaced by a frown. He's staring at financial reports, the numbers not adding up. His thoughts are interrupted by a call from the company's CFO. Phoo! Ronald, there's a significant discrepancy in our accounts. It appears to be related to your branch. We need to discuss this. Ronald's confused discrepancy. That's impossible. I'll look into it immediately. As Ronald delves deeper, he discovers a significant amount of money missing. Shocked, he calls in Anna, his trusted secretary, for an... Ronna, there's money missing from our accounts. You're the only other person with access. Do you know anything about this? And nervously, I have no idea, Ronald. You know I wouldn't do anything like that. Doubts and confusion cloud Ronald's mind as he struggles to make sense of the situation. He decides to keep this troubling discovery from Dorothy, not wanting to stress her during her pregnancy. At home, Dorothy notices Ronald's distant behaviour. Dorothy's. Ronald, is everything okay? You seem worried. Ronald, casing a smile. It's just work. Nothing for you to worry about. How are you feeling today? The situation escalates when Ronald is called in for a formal inquiry. The company suspects him of embezzlement. Feeling betrayed and cornered, Ronald vehemently denies the allegations. Ronald, I've given years to this company. Why would I jeopardize everything now? We're not accusing you, Ronald. We just want to understand how this could have happened under your watch. Desperate for answers, Ronald conducts his investigation. His world turns upside down when he uncovers evidence implicating Anna. Confronting her, he demands the truth. Ronald, Anna, I trusted you. Why? How could you do this? N, breaking down. I was in debt. I didn't think it would go this far. The realization that Anna, someone he had trusted implicitly, had betrayed him, leaves Ronald feeling shattered and disillusioned. Returning home, Ronald finally opens up to Dorothy about the crisis. Ronaldsy, I have to tell you something. It's about work. There's been a theft, and somehow I'm being implicated. Dorothy, concerned, implicated, but you would never do anything like that. We'll get through. Dorothy's unwavering faith in him brings Ronald some comfort, but the weight of the situation looms. Dorothy, let's fight this, Ronald. You're innocent, and we need to prove it. As they brace themselves against this storm, their bond faces its toughest test yet. The chapter ends with Ronald and Dorothy holding each other, a silent promise to weather this storm together. The tranquility of their home stands in stark contrast to the chaos brewing in their lives, a reminder of the strength they find in each other's arms. The chapter opens with Ronald and Dorothy in a state of quiet turmoil. The accusation at work has begun to take its toll, casting a shadow over their once peaceful life. Ronald, though rattled, tries to maintain a semblance of normalcy for Dorothy's sake. Ronald, I've got the best legal team working on this, Dorothy. We'll clear my name. Dorothy, I know we will. I trust you, Ronald. The situation takes a darker turn when Anna, after being fired, decides to confront Ms. Mai, Rebecca, Ronald's mother, in a desperate and technically Ms. Rebecca, I need to talk to you. It's about Ronald. He's the father of my child. Miss Rebecca, shocked and disbelieving, struggles to comprehend Anna's claim. Rebecca, what? That's impossible. Ronald would never do such a... I have proof. I'm pregnant, and Ronald is responsible. He's abandoned me and our child. Miss Rebecca, though shaken, retains her composure. This is a serious accusation, Anna. I need to discuss this with my family. Anna, sensing resistance, ups the ante. If you don't help me, I'll go to Dorothy. Imagine what she'll do when she finds out. Rebecca is torn between disbelief and the fear of scandal. She decides to keep this encounter from Ronald and Dorothy, not wanting to add to their stress. Rebecca on the phone with Mr. Jason. Jason, we need to talk. It's about Ronald. Anna came to see me with some disturbing news. Mr. Jason, a man of action, decides to investigate. I'll handle this, Rebecca. We can't let this woman destroy our son's life. He starts by discreetly inquiring into Anna's background and quickly discovers her gambling addiction and financial troubles. The pieces of the puzzle begin to fall into place. Meanwhile, Dorothy notices the tension in the family. Dorothy, there's something going on with your parents. They seem worried. Ronald's hesitant. I don't know, Dorothy, but right now we need to focus on clearing. As Mr. Jason digs deeper, he learns about Anna's desperate situation and her possible motives for framing Ronald. Mr. Jason's confronting Anna. We know about your debts, Anna, and we know Ronald is not responsible for your situation. You have no proof. I'll tell everyone about Ronald and me. Mr. Jason, undeterred, continues his investigation, determined to protect his son and his family. The chapter ends with Ronald and Dorothy, along with Mrs. Rebecca and Mr. Jason, gathered in their living room, united in their resolve to face this challenge together. The web of deceit spun by Anna is beginning to unravel, but the path ahead is fraught with uncertainty. We'll get through this as a family. We won't let her lies tear us apart. The family's strength in the face of adversity shines through, a beacon of hope amidst the chaos. As they stand together, their resolve unbroken, they are ready to face whatever lies ahead, their love and unity their greatest defense. The chapter begins in the midst of a family meeting at Ronald and Dorothy's home. The atmosphere is tense, but there's a determined look in everyone's eyes. Mr. Jason has gathered substantial information about Anna's deceit. I've spoken to several people. Anna's been caught in a web of her own lies. She's heavily in debt due to gambling. Rot us, but how does that connect to her framing me? Mr. Jason, she needed money and saw an opportunity in blackmailing us by exploiting your situation. The revelation stirs a mix of relief and anger in Ronald. Dorothy, holding his hand, tries to calm him. Dorothy, we need to think about our next step carefully, Ronald. They decide to confront Anna with the evidence. Mr. Jason arranges a meeting, inviting her under the guise of discussing a settlement. At the meeting, Anna arrives, expecting to manipulate the situation in her favor. However, she's met with undeniable evidence of her gambling and the deceit regarding her pregnancy. We know about the gambling, Anna, and we know you aren't pregnant with Ronald's child. An evidence you can't prove anything. Your son will be ruined. Ronald, usually calm and composed, confronts Anna. Why did you do this, Anna? Why me? Breaking down, I was drowning in debt. I thought I could get out of it. I never meant for it to go this far. As Anna's facade crumbles, the family realizes the depth of her desperation. Despite the hurt she's caused, they decide not to press charges, preferring to move on from the ordeal. Dorothy, let's put this behind us. We have more important things to focus on, like our baby. The chapter shifts to a few weeks later. Ronald has been cleared of all charges, and his reputation is restored. The couple receives an outpouring of support from friends and colleagues. Colleagues, we knew you were innocent, Ronald. Glad to have you back. The emotional toll, however, remains. Dorothy and Ronald spend evenings talking and reaffirming their commitment to each other and their future. We've been through a storm, Ronald, but it's made us stronger. Ronald, I couldn't have gotten through this without you, Dorothy. You are my rock. The chapter closes with Ronald and Dorothy visiting Ms. Mess, Rebecca and Mr. Jason. They express their gratitude for their unwavering support. Mom, Dad, we can't thank you enough. You stood by us through everything. Rebecca, you're our family. We stick together no matter what. Let's look forward to the future now. There's a lot of happiness ahead. As they gather around, laughing and planning for the baby, the sense of relief and familial love is palpable. They've weathered a significant storm, but their bonds have only grown stronger. The chapter ends on a note of hope and renewal, with the family looking forward to welcoming the new member into their lives. The epilogue unfolds in the tranquil setting of Ronald and Dorothy's home, a few months after the resolution of the tumultuous events. The couple is seen setting up a nursery, the air filled with anticipation and joy for the arrival of their baby. Dorothy, holding a tiny onesie, can you imagine, Ronald? In just a few weeks, we'll be holding our baby in our arms. Ronald, it's incredible. After everything we've been through, this feels like a new... As they decorate, Ms. Rebecca and Mr. Jason arrive, bringing with them a beautiful crib, a family heirloom. The atmosphere is one of celebration and familial warmth. Rebecca, his crib has been in our family for generations. Now, it's time for your little... It's a symbol of our family's resilience and love. May it bring joy to your child as it did to you, Ronald. The family shares a tender moment, reflecting on the trials they faced and the strength they found in each other. We wouldn't have made it through without your support. You both showed us what family truly means. Dorothy, yes, thank you. This child will grow up surrounded by so much love and strength. The scene shifts to a quiet evening with Ronald and Dorothy on their balcony, overlooking the city. The chaos of the past seems like a distant memory as they talk about their future and the world they will build for their child. I used to worry about the kind of world we're bringing our child into, but now I know that as long as we're together, we can face anything. Dorothy, our child, will know love, hope, and courage. We'll make sure of that. The epilogue culminates in a family gathering where Dorothy and Ronald share the good news of the baby's arrival. Laughter and excited chatter fill the room. Mr. Jason raises a toast. "She newest member of our family. May your life be filled with as much happiness and love as you've brought us today." The family clinks glasses, their faces aglow with happiness. Dorothy and Ronald exchange a look, a silent acknowledgement of their journey and the future they're stepping into. Dorothy, whispering to Ronald, "This is just the start of our journey, isn't it?" Ronald, squeezing her hand, "Yes, and what a beautiful journey it will be." As the epilogue closes, the image of the family, united and joyful, lingers. They stand together, not just as individuals, but as a testament to the enduring power of love, resilience, and family. The future, once clouded with uncertainty, now shines bright with promise and hope.